here. Let's go live over here. Perfect. Right here, and then we'll be all set and ready for you guys. Gonna be looking good, looking fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Looking good, man. Feels like forever since I've been back home, everybody. Hi, it's Paint with Josh. Welcome back to the studio with you tonight. Brand new black Paint with Josh palette. You can get these on my site. You know where to go to get them. We're gonna use our dioxazine purple, our ultramarine blue, which we've already used both of on the canvas over here, our alizarin crimson, midnight black, titanium white, and do a really cool little wintry mountain landscape that I literally went out and saw with my own two eyes, a place called Fife's Peak. So, since we've already done our liquid clear on our black canvas, our liquid clear all over our black canvas, and we took our blue and blue down around the bottom, and then purple from this side and purple down around the bottom. Then we're gonna have our undercolors there to ignite with our white paint. So we're gonna take our white. You guys are gonna tell me where you're watching from and what's your favorite sandwich as we get up here and we start blasting out that white. It starts mixing in with our darker blue undercolors. And the more that we let it fade down and fade out into this darker purple color over here, the more we're gonna have all these little differences if we don't do too much. That's all we gotta do is just not do too much. Let's not blend it too much. Let's not do too much. Let's not put too much paint on the canvas. Take it almost about halfway down, just over half on the canvas is where we're at right now. Look at that, isn't that a gorgeous nighttime? Just a blue nighttime sky in the night. How long have you waited for me to say that? As we come back, we're gonna take a little bit. You know what? Let's do it the way we always do it. We're gonna take our fan brush and a little bit of our titanium white out here. We're gonna pop in a little bright spot for our moonlight, right? It's not a cloud, it's a bit of moon. And so a little bit of aura from our moon anyway. Maybe it could be some faraway faint clouds, just more fainter than the ones that we're about to paint. But all you have to do is put a little thing out there. A little pop of a little brighter, softer white. We come in here with our titanium white over here. Man, I missed you guys. I miss doing these live shows. We're gonna pop this thing flat right up against the thing. We're gonna hold it steady. We're gonna spin it to the left. And we're gonna create an enormous moon. If you've got a big old brush, it's gonna flatten out into this perfect circle. Boosh! The nighttime moon out there. That looks really cool. Now, if you have to keep extending it, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. There we go. There. Just use your best judgment on a little circle out there in the night. Perfect. Just amazing. Now, let's wash that brush, put it away, because we probably won't need to use it later on. You know what I'm going to do, actually? Let me grab out of my Meeden cart. Let's see. Danny over at Happily Painted hooked me up with one of these filbert brushes. Guys, you guys know me, I love my fan brush for a treat. But they've been getting me on these filbert brushes over there. Every time we go to do a class, they try to make me do a painting with a filbert brush. And I bet you if we grab this monster size one that you gave me, which is a Master's Touch filbert number 16, a humongous one. I'm gonna show you do some really cool trees with these. So first things first, back to our fan brush. We're gonna go over here with our titanium white. We don't need to have too many clouds out here, but let's pop in something. See, we're kind of close to our little aura over there, making it weird and jaggedy. Bow. Just pop it in all crazy like. You don't have to have a whole lot of paint. You wanna know why? Because the more that we push on that paint, the more it's gonna spread outward, right? We can take that paint and really extend it another inch that way. We can pull it back this way just with little counterclockwise strokes. That's what I use anyway. A left-handed person might be using clockwise strokes with their left hand because they're backward to us, right? It's weird. It's weird, right? The more that we don't want to see, we just blend away, pushing it harder and harder and harder. If I want to make it softer or more indistinct with less details, push it rougher, right? Making it further and further and further away, guys. And then we can decide how bright, how far away it goes, or blend it all the way away and do it over again. You know what I mean? We want these ones to look a little further in the distance. We're gonna come out here, pop this guy in. Remember, the majority of this whole thing is gonna be covered up with a big old mountain. And I'm just showing you cool little ways to paint little clouds and such. Right, now if we over mix this one to where it's the same color, they're not gonna look like they're in front of the other. Right? So we're just gonna have to judge based off of our mixing, how far we want to pull this thing down. And literally, I went to this place yesterday, and it was amazing. I had a lot of good time. Sat there and just listened to the forest and heard an elk like bugle to another elk in the forest. It was really neat. All right, now, what we're going to do is take our palette. Oh, there we go. And to get about as far away as possible was where I put my brushes earlier today. So we're going to take our palette tool. We're going to scrape up a little bit of our black, a little bit of crimson, a little bit of blue. It's about a 2 to 2 to 1 ratio, right? So 2 blue, 2 crimson, 1 black, and it'll make this really dark, nasty color. It just hurts me to get paint on these brand new palettes. Don't they look so pretty? You can even see my face. You see me smiling in it? It's just so pretty. I hate getting paint on it. It's just awful. And then they get a little scratches in them. They're really hard to keep. So I suggest getting one for the wall and then one to use, okay? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint this craggy old thing that I literally took a picture of. I don't have the photo out because I'm using all 3 of my devices on the book, the tube, and the TikTok over here. And so we're gonna paint it from memory. We're gonna try to anyway, or at least paint something similar to it. So we're gonna take our plaque mix, pull out our palette tool, scrape it up so you got a little bit of paint out there. And the cool part about these mountains is they're seriously like this. Like it's like a jagged, crazy thing, right? The top doesn't have to be too nuts sharp, but it does have these really scraggly, crazy, long, extended down. They fall straight down too. You know what's funny? Get over here. We can do this. Comes over there. Goes into the night. Just about as far as you want to go. All right, it's up to us how far we go, how much paint is there. If we've got a lot of paint, it's going to pull a long way when we go down there, right? I can't really remember what it looked like exactly, but that's pretty close to it, really. And we're going to pull these things straight down, scraping up whatever paint is not needed, right? There, a couple little oh yes, that's it right there. Scraggly old little sucker, I'm telling you. Just gonna run our blade up and down, trying to make it a little bit nuts, almost like a little heartbeat monitor is what it looked like out there. I am not fibbing. If you've ever gone to Fife's Peak, now that's a with an F, not a P. I was trying it there again. She goes, "We're gonna go see Pike's Peak." I'm like, Pike's Peak? I've heard of that. It's like a famous peak in America. It rings a bell. And we get there, and the sign says Fife's Peak, not Pike's Peak. And I was like, that reminds me of that, I think it was a State Farm commercial where the guy calls up and he's like, "Do you guys do frog protection?" He's like talking about little frogs because he's got frogs all over. And the guy on the other line is like, "Yeah, we do fraud protection," because they're a bank. Obviously fraud. He's like, "Fraud protection?" "Yeah, fraud protection." He's like, "Yeah, we're saying the same thing." It totally reminded me of that commercial. Has anyone else seen that one? We're gonna pull this one straight down. Don't have to go too far. We're not trying to grab the very top ridge. Just pull it down, man. Down in the night. That is, that for a sheer cliff of a wall. Now, the more sky color that you have underneath here, the more mist that you will already have. And all you need to do, just mix it up a little bit. That way it's a softer bit of paint than it is up here. We honestly don't even need to do too much to that guy up there. Whoo, he's gorgeous already. Look at those clouds. You want to pop up into the clouds, make them look further into the distance. So we don't care too much about those clouds over on the side. So don't do too much, okay? When I move forward, you move forward. Don't stay there and just sulk in whatever you've done previously, right? Now, we've got this light color down in here. A little bit of blue, and if it wasn't bright enough, maybe we get a little touch of our white, just a little bit at a time, right? A couple little taps into the very thin pot. Ooh, that's gorgeous. And then just get a couple little clouds to hang out around here. Seriously, down in the flat part, not the goopy bit. Flat part, so we're not getting too much paint. We just want it to look like a soft little bit of cloud. Maybe it's wrapping its way around from the thing it's falling down into the mountainside. I can't remember if there were any other bits on this side. I'm sure there were. Let's make something else. Instead of just going straight down. Say we came straight down and we hit a little spot. Start dropping out some darkness. It doesn't even all have to be connected. We can connect it if we want to. Maybe this whole little thing came down like that, bumping its way down. Just a little bit of mountain in the night, right? And if it's up into that lighter color, let's take this guy and pull it this way. Now we're literally off script. We're making it up. First it was from memory. Now we're gonna have to find out what it is by the time we get there. All right, just showing you different things. different little bits, different little things happening out there in the night. Okay, let's mix up a little bit of our snow color. We're gonna have a white, a little bit of our blue. We're gonna mix that guy up over here. And you got so much room on these things when there's not a 10-ton of color up there, right? All those other colors that mess it all up for us. Maybe I'll have to try to keep this one clean. Wiggle down on the knife, so we got nothing left. We'll pull it out, a little bit more white, a little less of that blue. Definitely not that blue from up there. We're gonna make the same color. All right, we wanna have like a sky blue color for our shadows and a very, very, very bright off-white for our snowy highlights. Now, this thing being so sheer doesn't hold so many things, doesn't hold all that snow all the time, but we do have to. I mean, you don't have to, but we do, or can, plop a couple little bits, little vertical things, right, coming down. It's off the backside. Where do you think your little light is gonna hit, right? We always do the shadows first because I find them easier to put our shadows on and then go back and cover over those shadows with our highlights, right? Versus putting our highlights on and then having to go back and cover over there. Now watch the difference when you have a little touch of our fake white, right? Like not pure white. We touch that white up there or get a little on the side, right? We're in control of where it's gonna hit up here. We're deciding, it doesn't go all the way down, right? But you can see the difference in those being white versus that bluey color. And that doesn't mean that we wanna make every piece all bright white, right? A lot of this stuff, I'm serious, it can't hold all that snow up there being so vertical. So it has to come down and hit, and eventually, dropping down some of these bits. A lot of the stuff on the left and the edges is gonna get lost. What if we rolled something down back there, a little cliff, just by turning our blade, having it roll down sideways, something else in the night, right? Leaving little spaces in between. Maybe we come up here with just the smallest little details. And remember, you don't have to do a lot because a lot of this thing is hidden in the background by either our trees or whatever, right? We can decide what it is. Just dropping off a couple little things, a few little indications there might be some more land back there. God, that's looking so cool. What if we we could just go off script, Josh. We do it all the time. Don't tell me we don't do it. We can do it all. We can just go off script. Since there wasn't any snow on this thing to begin with, I can decide, at least when I saw it, there wasn't any snow up there. Now we can go upwards too. Make a little valley in there. Right? All things, guys, are up to us. A little bit of blue. Let's make some bits of blue. Watch, I'm going to go straight through my little mountain back here too, and then we're going to redo that part. Only because didn't know we were going to do it to begin with, right? We don't know what we're doing up here. We have no clue what's going on. I like that though. Oh, I like it though. What if we came over here? We had a little bit of our white onto this guy. I'm going to pull down into that kind of bluey, shadowy area. And a little touch of blue off the backside over here. This whole thing we're going to lose off the side anyway to our misty fogginess, but what if just a crazy old thing happening down in there. Oh, guys, that's cool. That's cool. If you think it's cool, let me know. If not, then I don't know why you're still here. I don't know why you haven't scrolled away yet, but thank you for being here. In any case, how far do you want to go down with this crazy, scraggly old thing? Because we can literally do whatever we want to do in different places, in different places, in different places. All the time. All the time. It's trading splaces and spreaches and breezes. Let's get down here. Just make a little bit softer, right? Just by very lightly hovering over. We're not out here brushing back and forth. Just very lightly hovering over. And I haven't even asked you guys, or maybe if I did, I didn't look. Where are you from out there, guys? And what's your favorite sandwich? That's how you're supposed to do it, just like that. Right, very light. Okay, you guys check in. Seriously, I'm gonna come back and read the comments. I swear, most times I don't. This time I'm gonna. So let me know where you're from out there in the night. This one's looking pretty cool. I'm already liking it. Right? I put a whole bunch of trees and stuff. We got London, Ohio. It's Bob Josh. Pennsylvania, Australia, the UK. Let's see, Michigan. We got Cuba, Blue Ridge Mountains, Louisiana, Canada over there. We got a cheeseburger is the best sandwich, I agree. Iowa, Germany, Idaho. Thank you, Joanne over there on the book. I appreciate it. New York, Alabama, Jersey, Minnesota, and Jersey over here. Okay, we're gonna come back in very lightly, floating over the top of the canvas, okay? That way we don't drag those paint. If I'm come up here and I push too hard, I can drag the paint all the way over there. Oh my God, that looks amazing. In any case, we don't want to do that. Get rid of that. We'll do that on another painting, right? Just want to soften it. And then we're going to purposely hit it hard with just the corner of the brush. And that corner of the brush is going to start taking some brightness and tapping it outwards, getting lower and lower and feeding more of that mountain that we just can't see. Can't see all these details all the time, you guys. All of the stuff. So tap it out. This is when you're just mad at the canvas for the kids or the boss or whoever. And you just take it out on the canvas. Get up here and mix it up a little bit. Now we got our foggy mistiness again. It's looking like our clouds are falling in, right? The reason that we do this is not to make the mist. That's the reaction to our action. It's to make this area as soft now as our unpainted canvas is, right? There's not a lot of thick stuff that we've got to go over. Now, get your buns ready. Actually, you know what we need to do? We need to bring it down. We need to bring our misty color down to about here. So let's push real hard. All it is some of this white paint, some of our blue paint, our clouds. You know we don't wash any brushes around here. Why would we wash brushes? That would make sense, right? And then we wouldn't have this color on our brush if we had washed it off. All we need to do is come down to about 3/4 of the way down the canvas. And then right about there, that's where our land is living. We're gonna have all these trees just about this big throughout that whole thing. Okay, first things first though. In the background, let's take our clean fan brush. Oh. I'm using the Paint with Josh fan brushes, and by the way, I spoke to the manufacturer of the Paint with Josh brush kit. They are releasing the fan brushes, the liner brush, and the filbert brush as single options. So you can get just this one, just the liner brush, just the filbert brush if you wanted to add to your kit. Totally can, and we got a new kit coming out soon. So let's get in here. Let's make this guy a little brighter. This original plaque mixture. Take a little bit of our white, a little bit more. Give me that. Give me that. Right there. Right? We're gonna mix it down in right onto the brush just until our eye thinks it looks okay. Right? Does it look too light? Does it look too dark? Do we need more darkness? Do we need to use the whole pile and make up some more? Did we grab too much white? What did we do? You see how we're kind of crisscrossing the brush, making it very fine and sharp. And if we come up here, it should be darker than this mountainous color because it's been mixed with a whole bunch of white on our canvas, right? So if we come over here and we start tapping up, let's go up into the clouds and just tap down a little thing, okay? And then we'll go next to them, very close, so you can't see in between, getting lower on one side, getting lower on the other side, right? Just like that. It means we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the tallest, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 trees, all right there in that one clump, okay? You're not painting everything singularly when it's off in the distance. Remember, the more details that we add to something, if I were to give all these trees branches and make them look like the evergreen trees that are gonna be down here in the front too early, it's gonna bring them too close and it's gonna make them too detailed. My eye is gonna go, why? Why can I see so many details on that very far away thing? And then it kind of hurts the things that are closer up to us, okay? So try not to have too many leaves, too many branches. We don't want them all to look exactly the same, but they don't all have to be perfect, quote unquote, pine trees out there with little shapes, okay? Let's bring it down. We didn't even need to really put them in the middle, but if you wanted to go, a lot of times you can change your idea halfway through the painting. And if you don't go side to side sometimes, you won't see that idea and have a little change out there, right? And we're not dragging down, okay? I'm not doing this, I'm not dragging the paint down like that. I'm tapping in until the bristles stop, right? So you go tap, and then wherever they stop moving, right? It's gonna bend down a little bit, and then it's gonna stop like you're bouncing on a trampoline, waiting for it to go back up. That's what you wanna have, you guys. Come out here, very lightly, a little bit of pressure. And as you get to the top, you pull away, right? Going all the way up there, and you pull away so it doesn't get the top of that thing. We definitely don't want to try to streak up into our snow. And now we can see a little forest very far away in the background in the night, right? Now, in order to, again, make this layer soft enough for our next layer to sit on, just like we did with our mountains, we're gonna tap it down, tap it down, tap it down. Now, this will soften the paint, right? And all we're doing is tapping, letting the brush stop, popping back up, going down a little bit, going down a little bit, going down a little bit, right? It's just, that's an exaggerated version of what we're doing. Tap, 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 tap. Each time we're going a little bit lower. Then we're coming up next to it. Tap, 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 right? Moving the teeniest, tiniest amount in between the taps. And all we're doing is getting that dark color, tapping it down into this brightness, bring the brightness up. Bring the darkness down, bring the brightness up. Over and over and over and over and over and over again until it's all misted. And then you might look at it and go, that is fantastic, right? Because maybe your area down here was a bit brighter. Or you might look at it and go, oh, that face, I see this face in classes, it's my favorite face. Like I'll do a thing, I'll look back, and then they'll be looking at their canvas going, I'm like, hang on, I'm coming to get you, don't worry, I gotcha. We're coming to make it look good. Here we go. Help is on the way, dear. And we're just coming in like Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay, and we're gonna get a little bit of our titanium white on the tip of the brush up there. You can see it's only out there on the tip of the brush, and we're gonna mix it up counterclockwise circles, leaving some areas lighter, some areas darker, okay? And if that wasn't soft enough for you, okay, then you come back in and you do this over again. So you're kind of tapping it down, tapping it down, tapping it down, intermixing the white paint with the blue paint that's on the canvas, the darker paint that's up here, right? Intermixing it all until you get this misty fogginess back there. The misty fogginess. It's gorgeous. Right? Now, it's not straight across. It's coming from up here, goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just like a little heartbeat monitor. Don't do it straight across, okay? All this stuff down here, this brightness, now becomes background for our dark trees. They're gonna pop up in front of all this stuff. So I hope you're ready. We're gonna mix up a little bit more of our Paint with Josh black mixture. Yeah! A little bit of black, a little crimson, a little blue. You can do them in equal parts. Throw some purple in this time too. Who cares, man? They're all deep, dark colors. So if we mix them all together, we're gonna get this crazy thing happening out here. Very thick, very chunky paint, like cake icing, okay? It's not like acrylics. Acrylics are like mayonnaise. Blah, gross, right? No, mayonnaise is good, don't unfollow me. What I mean is, if you had a giant pile of mayonnaise, big old pile of mayonnaise like that, you put it on your bread and you took your butter knife and you went and swiped your mayonnaise, it would blend flat, right? You'd have a smear of flat mayonnaise across your bread, right? If you did the same thing with icing, you would have to push harder and many more times in order for it to work, right? That's why we use the thick stuff over here, man, because it's a lot more fun to play with. Man, that sounds bad. Let's come over here with our... I swear I don't try. It just sounds that way. We're gonna come over here, we're gonna make one big old tree right there. I'm gonna tap on so I don't have to drag through that snowy color back there, okay? And I'm gonna come up here, and I said I was gonna do it with a filbert brush, and this is not a filbert brush, it's a fan brush. So you should already know how we're making these trees. But if this is your first video, right, we're starting very, very small touch with the brush on the side. By the time we get down here, we're using the whole brush to push outwards, right? Kind of angling it up that way, angling it over this way, so it'll make a little sharp branch over there. And remembering that you probably can't do just one tree with one brush load's worth of paint, right? So we're coming down there. We don't even need to make a trunk because this guy's gonna be back in the background behind some other stuff. Just like that, right? You got your little tree out there in the night. Just wherever. And honestly, we saw some funky trees out there. Like literally wanted to take a picture and go, have you ever seen a beginner paint a tree where the arms, they get really long because they're trying to make them sharper and they get real far out there? We literally saw that tree out there. It's there, it's out in the night. You just gotta go find it. So next time you think you painted a bad tree, there's literally that tree in real life somewhere out in the forest. I swear on my life. Let's come back up here. We're gonna start right out on the edge of the branches, right? So if you have to go from the bottom to the top, just to keep your line in there, then that's where you wanna start. Okay, so again, very light tapping on there because there's already that white snow up there. Now granted, the white snow is not very thick because we just barely used a little bit of it, but the more that we intermix with that guy, the more crazy it's gonna be. Now you guys, I saw some freaking wild trees out there in Washington when we went up there. And I'm talking about the strangest looking branches you've ever seen, the strangest colored trees that you've ever seen. Like, one of them was literally, they looked like pieces of coral coming off of a pine tree, and they were like yellow ochre. You could just see it. They're pure yellow ochre little bits, and it was insane. I was like, what is that? That doesn't look like a palm, you know what I mean? I don't know what kind of pine tree it was, but it was cool looking, right? So we're gonna do a couple little guys back here. And then what we're gonna do again at the base of these guys is let's soften it a little bit, okay? Take these guys, kind of go up, down, up, right? It's like a little thing. So now we got that little bit of softness underneath those guys, okay? Now, should we highlight these guys now, or should we go back and do some more dark colors, dark little trees underneath? What would you do if it was up to you? God, that looks like they've just popped up out of the clouds, guys. Holy shaving cream. Okay, what's our next step? If you've watched me enough times, you should know that you get quizzed along the way. All right, do the highlights now. Oh man, that looks so gorgeous. That looks so fantastically gorgeous, you guys. Literally, you know what we're gonna do first? Let's put some more trees back there. Let's do some other ones along this back area that these guys are in. Then we're gonna have some more sitting in front of them along the edges, right? So let's leave a little space maybe. We'll come up here. Let's do another little guy. Oh, I said I was gonna use the filbert brush too. Probably yelling at me through the screen. Okay, gonna use the filbert brush on this next one. All right, but out here, another little tree. In the night, right? Take them, tap them down. We need to have it be softer so we can have that darkness kind of fighting against the other light, right? It's all about the layers of light and dark. Okay, here we go with the filbert brush. For everyone watching going, he said he was gonna teach us with a filbert brush. He just keeps using the same fan brush. I feel you, okay. Now, I haven't had a lot of practice at this, so if it's not perfect, okay, don't hold it against me. We're gonna put it on both sides of our filbert brush, just like we do with a fan brush, okay? This is a brand new Master Touch filbert brush, so it's very sharp. And I'm assuming the more that we use it, the more it's gonna get unusable, okay? Let's do one more of these little guys. We can give them a little, let's give them a friend. You know, let's do a bigger one. Let's go up here. We're gonna tap again, just like that, tapping into it, just to create my line on the way down, right? Just so I don't have to drag it. It's gonna mess up my little tip out there. Okay, now, this one, let's even go downwards. We're gonna start on the side, and we're just gonna push in, right? And the more that we push in, the more it's going to fatten itself out, right? We get to decide as we go over to the edge, right? You can drop on a couple little bits in your little Z shape as you start going down and down and down. Now, every tree out there was different, okay? It didn't have to have bits everywhere. It didn't have to be full. There were so many little themes that were happening out there. And with this one, we're just literally pushing in, going next to it and going next to it each time to create a little bit of a branch, right? Creating little arcs like that. Go off the side, maybe you got a couple more, maybe it pops out up there. But again, it's all about the right amount of paint on the brush, okay? If we don't have the right amount of paint up there, fill in the center area just a little, right? It's a little shabbier. We don't have the right amount of paint up on our brush, it's just not going to deposit correctly, okay? So we'll wiggle it down, let's keep going, let's go in that Z shape again. It's like little Pac-Man, right? Create your Z shape, go back, paint on both sides, back over here, let's crisscross our Z shape, go down that side, let's fill in a couple little areas in the center. Not every single thing has to be all chunkedified, right? Now you got yourself a different looking tree, and they look like that, guys. I'm telling you, I was there. I saw it. In the day, I saw it, right? And that's even more detail, in the day. So we're gonna take our blade, we're gonna scrape up on these guys. Right in there, you get these really sharp little tree trunks come off of our little dude. We won't be able to see that one. We'll probably be able to see this guy right here. Right there, very sharp, okay? Now, each time that you go to do something, you're gonna have to learn that brush. You're gonna have to learn how much pressure, how much this, how much that you have to put onto these things, right? What do you guys think of the old filbert brush tree? And you can make them as big as you want, as chunky as you want, you know what I mean? But they literally look like that out there. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. Want to do one vertical? Let's try one that goes up. Try one that goes up instead of sinks down. Okay, let's come into this one. as we tap on, or if you want to, drag down in here. You might be able to see the trunk of this guy, and that's gonna be able to keep our other ones into the distance, okay? So, let's go very lightly again. We're gonna tap up, and the more that we go, the more we're gonna push into and start creating our little things. Just using the same side of the brush, popping up into it, creating little bits. Remember, there's little baby guys out there too. They don't all have to be super filled. They don't all have to be all chunky. You can got little guys, little doers, little things in the night out there, right? Now, what makes this tree look like he's in front of these other guys? You can't say it's a darker color. Can't say it's because he's taller, right? Because he ain't. So, so what makes this guy look like he's a little bit closer than our further away guys back there? Right? And the more that I fill it up, the more I'm not liking it. There we go. Yeah. Right? Got little bits. Little things, little branches that come off. And the funniest thing, the branches don't even grow equally. They grow on the side that hits the light the most. They're like little scientists out there. Like, why are the branches only on this? Oh, okay, look, this side's in the light. It's in the sun all day. Fabulous, you guys. Oh, I am loving it. So, which ones do you like better? You like the filbert brush trees, or do you like the fan brush trees? These three right in here. 1, 2, 3, or the 2, right? What do you like better? I'm sure you want to be able to use both brushes and a multitude of brushes in order to create things, right? We don't just have to get stuck using one brush all the time. So we got fan brush, filbert all the way. I like them all. I like that fan, filbert. Both, all of them, both of them. The fan brush, everything, guys. God, that's fantastic. Woo! But now look, all right, we got up here and we left this space because I thought this tree was gonna be a little bit bigger. So what I'm gonna do is try not to touch this and just try to massage this guy enough, right there, there, get as close as I, like literally trying to push the paint over towards the tree that way. Just enough, right, there. It just kind of fades away instead of that being that real harsh line like that. I like that. I like it. There we go. Making you guys soft too. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. I'm digging it. Yes! If he's gonna stand out, we might as well put some stuff on him too. Just because he wants to be there, right? He's there in the night. You know what we're gonna do now? Now, because it's irritating me, we're gonna make this tree even bigger, right? I'll show you. We're gonna come up a little taller. There we go, right there, right? Doesn't have to be so much fatter. Like, it doesn't have to get, you know, that much more big on him. But, oh, this is our downward facer, right? We'll start popping it down, out. Little things extending into the night, bringing these guys out just a little bit further. They don't have to all be exactly the same. Look at that, guys. Seriously. What a tree, the old Philby. Old Philby. Maybe it's an eagle's nest up there. Who knows, right? We saw so many that look like literal, like just nests. It was like, you know those big trees that I paint that we just put the thing right around the center of the trunk like that and you move up and you put them out over the top? They were like that, but real skinny. And like little eagle's nest, nest, all the way up to the top of the tree. So cool. Okay, let's do, dude, we can still go back and highlight these. We could literally leave them silhouetted like that too if we had enough light. But I want to do one more. And since we did 3 with the fan, let's do 3 with the old Philby. But we gotta roll this paint up a little bit. There we go, so we get a fatter pile. That's what it's all about. Right now, since I've got these 2 guys that are both upwards, let's do one maybe back here. Lives down here with his little buddy. Right? Now, did you ever answer my question? What makes this little tree look like he's in front of those background trees or the trees that are next to him or whatever? What about himself right here is making us think that he sits in front? Did you answer my question? Remember, you gotta have the right amount of paint on your brush if you're gonna go do this, so go back. You wanna have that chunky feel. That's what gives you these little branches and stuff. If you have too much of that come off, then it doesn't stay chunky and it won't accept highlights by the time we get down to it. Okay, so we'll take it down here, and again, it's all about the angle of the brush as well. Turning the brush down a little. These guys are getting a little bigger, a little skinny, right? And we're filling up that center bit, so no matter what, we can't see through the center area. And you can have as many little things come out as you want, but do not see through that center bit down there. Unless you want old Paint with Josh come after you and get angry. I can't get angry at you. There we go. Just like that. Let's come down a little further. Boom, guys. Right? What makes them closer? It's where you seat their butts down. Right? That's the siding where they're sitting. Is where their butt sits down here. I really like this mistiness too, so I'm gonna add a bit of that. Tap in. Trunk. At the base of that guy, just to kind of seat him down in there. There. Oh God, isn't that amazing? We could literally roll some fog, right? I mean, it looks like the fog is all literally rolling through already. Amazing. All because we went up to the mountain, right? Go up to the mountain. Whenever you're in need of inspo, go there, right? I paint mountain scenes and seascapes and all the, never painted one like this because I'd never seen it in real life, you know what I mean? Which makes me give more credence to that rumor about Bob, everybody knows, you know what I mean? You've heard that thing where he would take, where he would put them right there and then he would paint the scene just to tell us where, everyone's heard that old thing. I don't know if I believe it, but you gotta see stuff in real life in order to be able to paint it, because it makes a big difference. Seeing it and then trying to figure out how to do it up here on the canvas for you guys. Oh God, I love this one. This is gorgeous. Okay, now let's take, and we'll start putting in, I love the mistiness too, guys. Like, oh, I want to put some snow in here. I want to put some land in, but where to put it? We could literally keep rolling down this mist. We could come in here with some Paint with Josh bushes, even though we're going to need to make up some more of our plaque mix. So while we're making this up, you tell me where you're watching from. We're going to go black, crimson, blue, purple, equal amounts. I'm thinking it's the purple edition that's making the paint a little bit heavier, right? And we want it to be heavy. And that dioxazine purple is a really thick color, right? So if we're adding that to our already thick paints, it's gonna make it even more textury. And that's what's helping us right here, okay? Now look at this. I can already see right there. Right? Can you see it with me? Are you there? Do you see these bushes that live right there? Oh my God, it's fabulous. Right? They're pushing back into the distance. And in real life, you know what? There was a freaking log. There was like a big old log that was right there, laying down right there. Boom, get fat and fat. Had a couple little branches coming off that stuff. Boom, literally the whole, oh man, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. Let's pull that guy out this way. Literally sort of try to hide him in my mistiness. Take this black, kind of pull it down this way, a little higher, a little lower, a little higher, maybe go off the backside that way. Literally making it up as we go, you guys. Oh my Lord. Fabulous. Just fabulous. Okay, what if we come out here, a little bit of our white. Let's make big decisions right here, Josh. We're gonna have to take it, there we go. Pulling it away from our little log. So we dropped another log out there in the forest. One of you guys, it wasn't me. It was one of you guys out there dropping logs. Okay, now we can see. I'm gonna brush it up into those bushes like that. See. Oh, holy shaving cream. Somebody remove this one. It's no longer available. It's mine. You can't have it anymore. You are not allowed this. This is too good to give away. So, if you do not get this painting during this live show, it will not be available. I am going to take it, and it will become mine. Oh my God, look at it. Look at it, you guys. Look at it. Okay, we're gonna pop something else down right up in here. Gonna be gorgeous. We don't even need to put any snow down there. That's the best part. Literally the best part. You can come back off of this guy and pop in a little bit of our titanium white. Just tapping at it like we do with our bark, right? And just tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping and there we go. So it starts getting a little darker. So we don't need to see every piece of it. We're only gonna see the top, you guys. God, that's gorgeous. That is fantastic. Oh no, Robert, did you get this one? Robert's like, too late. It's already gone. Did you get this one, Robert? I might have to get it back from you. We're gonna do a buyback. No, I wouldn't. If you did get it, I very much appreciate you because look at this one, dude. Look at it. Guys, okay. We need a bit more, and then we can go back, and then we can decide what we're gonna highlight. They look so good in silhouette too, even on a black canvas. That's so gorgeous. Okay, I'm just boosting my own energy or my own ego over here, guys. Just let me be. Just leave me be. All right, we got fan brushes, we got filbert brush trees, we got our bush. That is a fabulous bush right there. God, we can pop some more in here too. I just want to see what our bigger tree is gonna look like, and I'm gonna do another one like this. Right, but he's gonna come all the way down. This tree, I mean, they were literally about the same size anyway, but this one was a bit further back. This guy's gonna be a bit closer up. So, God, here we go. You wanna see it? What should we do? You guys tell me, okay? Tell me one time. Should we do the filbert brush tree? As you can see, we get a little bit different shape with the filbert brush trees. So boom, boom, boom. Or should we do the fan brush trees? Boom, boom, boom. One of them over here sitting way down up close. You guys let me know what you wanna see out there in the night. Put a couple more branches on this guy while you guys are answering my questions. Answer my questions out there. There we go. Extend him down. We want to see fan, fill. An old tree. Oh, we got our old kind of deceased tree back there. We got a wolf. Be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. A palm tree. A palm tree, they say. Right? Definitely not doing a palm tree, but man, that's so neat. I love this filbert. We're gonna go back to the filbert brush. They might have converted me, and don't let them hear me say that. But we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna start up a little higher. Again, I only want to be a touch higher, just so they're not the same, like field goal posts. Even though that's what the reference photo was, we're gonna go a little taller up. Right there. Boom, pushing harder and harder and harder and harder as I get in down here, making the trunk a bit bigger, a bit thicker. Doesn't have to go down that far, because I can take it and I can brush it away. And the more that I brush it, the further and further and further and further away it makes it go. You know what I mean? So it's all up to us. We gotta go back, we gotta load up paint, and I guarantee this won't be enough paint. We're gonna have to make up more if we want it to be looking good, right? So very small little taps initially, and the more we go, the more we can start popping out to the side, little thing, little bit. Not every piece is all growing perfectly up there. Nothing about it has to be perfect. It can be long on one side. It can be long on the other. It can be short. It can be just literally growing off of one side. I was out there. I was looking at it. Right? So you can't tell me that it doesn't do that. Okay? Now here we go. Let's get a little bit crazy. I'm gonna drop down, I'm gonna pop over, out. Getting a whole other little chunky little branchy little thing back there. And you gotta have a lot of paint on the brush. Come back in, make those guys shorter. So these guys are shorter. All right, and then we're dropping down a longer branch. And then we go a little bit shorter, and then a longer branch, and then a little shorter. And we're deciding each time what it's gonna be. How full, how far, how many little branchy bits are sticking off, how many can we see, how many are sharp. It's all up to us, guys, literally. Literally. Or if you wanted to have it all filled in, so we want to fill in a whole little section like that, just like these guys are back here, like we do with the fan brush where it's all chunked up and filled up, you can do it. You can do whatever it is that you want to do out there in the day. Oh, a couple of more little doers. There's so many cool little bits and little things out there on these trees too, just drooping, hanging down, all sorts of stuff. All right, now, if we can keep some of that misty color from the background through a bit of our little tree tops and tree branches and stuff, we're gonna be looking good, guys, there. Oh, that's fabulous. Remember, there's always a bit of chunky stuff. And either the pine needles that fall down, or little bushes, or whatever they are around the base of the trees that you can see. They always have something down there, literally. I was just out there, and even you're like, well, the snow would fall and it would cover over it. No, the snow is falling very much vertical. It covers all the tree branches and leaves this thing untouched. Okay, so let's pull out a little bit higher from this side, a little bit lower, and then we'll go a little bit higher on this side. There we go. Yeah, you can pull it straight down, pull it backwards, take the snow and swipe it back up towards the thing if you want. It's all up to you. And Robert, I assume it was you. Did you get this one, Robert? Man, man, that looks cool. Oh, man. That is neat, you guys. Woo, thanks. I know I took a step back and was like, holy shaving cream. My goodness. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you guys so much. Honestly. That filbert is doing us good, guys. I might just leave this one as a silhouette of all those trees because they're just so stinking pretty. Just so pretty. But Robert, did you get this one? I didn't see your answer. Yeah, okay, perfect. Perfect. So, what if, too, just humor me a second. What if we had another little guy, because there were so many little bits that had fallen down and in our little seam back here, and it doesn't have to be just a sharp thing. There we go. It's got to get bigger as it falls back into this side. No. Now, you're going to grab that stick. It's the end of our little stick. Kind of feed it out just from the bottom. So it's going to look like the bottom is all covered up in our snow, especially once we feed it back towards that stick like that. You can almost bury it in the snow, right? We can decide how much you want to push over it. You push over the whole thing, and the whole thing will go covered, okay? There. Oh, man, that's cool. That is so cool, you guys. So cool. Okay, let's go. Let's do something else. Let's pop something else from down here. There was a fair amount of bushes and branches, and there was just stuff. There was just stuff everywhere. And I know we can't paint everything, unfortunately, but some more little bushes in there will help our distance. Walking back through the forest. One more little bit of bright white right down here as we get up into our foreground. And guys, that is a painting and a half. Look at that thing. Dude! Woo! Okay, now let's go wash off this filbert brush and we'll see if we can't mess these trees up by highlighting them. Okay. So, same sort of principle as the filbert brush when you're going to do the highlights on this thing. We're going to get a little bit of our liquid white. Do I have any usable paint? I do have some usable liquid white. So we're going to get a little bit of our liquid white. We're going to go a little bit into our shadows. Now, the only reason I'm doing this blue shadowy color is because our black canvas is very dark, right? And in real life, there was not any blue. It was just literally like snow on one side of the tree, dark plaque on the other side of the tree. But for us, we're going to add a little bit of bluey up here. So we're going to kind of tap onto it. And just very lightly, okay? The more that I touch onto this guy, the more I'm going to ruin all of my little things, okay? So we come out here, just very lightly tapping on, kind of down in a little shape, almost like a little Z pattern, but almost as well like Christmas lights. Remember, we're adding all these little Christmas lights around. You can see we're barely pushing, and this is the proof. See that dark line right there? That's when we contact the canvas. And then any amount that we push onto it, it's going to start climbing up our brush. So we're just very lightly out there, tapping on a few little things, down and down and down and down and down, okay? You don't need to do too many. And this guy, I wonder, can come off of his little self. Again, it almost makes that downward shape for us because the filbert brush is designed for that. Right? It's designed to make this downward push. And we only need to do our blue in certain places, which is just our left half, because we're going to have all that light coming in. Now, even though I had that whole brush filled with the blue paint, you can only reach so much, so you don't even really have to load it too much. Okay, let's do this other big guy. Except now we're going to put our blue off the back side, because our light is right there. So the more I go, the more I have to push a little bit, but I'm not smushing it as much as we did to begin with, and if it starts getting crazy, then we know we have to either turn the brush or go back and get more paint, right? Because if we don't go back and get more paint, it's just gonna mess us up. Now watch this, let's go down a little bit into our mistiness, and then mist it up just a bit. There we go. There we go, right? That little cloud, the craziness underneath, guys. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to my fan brush just to do our fan brush trees. Okay, we'll be able to see the difference between them. We'll go into our liquid white and titanium white using a very small GAC Dr. fan brush on these guys because we don't have a lot of room to cover. We don't want to use too big of a brush. We'll come over here, tap them on. Taps. Remember, they're like Christmas lights. We don't want to add too much. If we put too much Mom's gonna yell at us. All right, putting on too many lights out there. Tapping in, crisscrossing, getting darker and darker and darker as you go down. Now, out here, where it may have gotten a bit too bright, that's okay. Come in there and just kind of mush against it until they go dark. Don't try to do it too many times. Don't try to make it any brighter or whatever. Just kind of tap against it until it goes a little darker and darker, until you like how it looks. Remember, it's all about how you like it. Nobody else is out there telling you how to paint it or what looks good. Okay, now this one being directly underneath, right? If that's where the light was, the shadows would be off the right side. And tap on a couple little bits, nothing too much. Out on the outside, up the center, just a little. Couple things, nothing too crazy. Okay, now back to our fan brush, or our filbert brush, excuse me. We're gonna go the old Philby, into our blue again. We got one little guy out here. We forgot to hit with the old filbert. Now this one is vertical, so I'm gonna hold the brush facing upward towards the canvas. Like that. And then the more we go, the more we're, oh God, that looks so good. We're gonna tap it out. And then remember, it's like Christmas lights, so if we tap something out in a little bit, like this, then we can line it up on the other side when we come back with our white, okay? So now that we've got all of our trees all highlighted up, we're gonna clean off our brush, then go back to our liquid white and our titanium white. Titanium white. And remember, you have to use a mixture of both. Cannot do one, cannot do the other. One is too thin, one is too crazily heavy, so we don't wanna do that, okay? So we're gonna come off of this guy back here, tap it on. I can go back and make that a little bit more sharp. There we go. Just by scraping it up, get this really crazy little top to it. Okay, now this is our downward facer. We're gonna come in, we're gonna start tapping on little things, and trying to remember not to cover up every part of the darkness, right? We cover up every piece of dark. And this filbert brush actually will tell you, right? It's got a top, it's got the bottom, so you put your top right up underneath that other bottom, okay? So it doesn't always sound bad. And then tap it out there. Try not to do too much. Try not to go too far over your center line, but just like that. And remember, not every one is gonna be the same amount of brightness everywhere. It doesn't all have to be. And the more that you make it bright, the more you might not like it. Look at that. Just right into your face. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Fabulous. Oh my. Okay. Now, we're going to get a little bit of my liquid white again. A little bit more each time we do it, you guys. And come back and a little bit liquid white into the titanium white. Both sides of the brush again, just in case we need to use it, okay? Don't have too much on there either. Come over to this little guy, and put a little tap. And then we're going to go off the line. Very light. The more that I push on, the bigger chance I'm going to glob onto something. All right, we don't want to glob. We just want to have a little tree out there catching some snow. You guys, he's so cute. Isn't he just the cutest guys? Look at it. Literally does it for us if you've got the right amount of paint on the brush. And they may, and I'm telling you, don't let Leah especially hear this, because she's going to be like, I told you. They may have converted me to filbert brush using, because this one is coming out literally so good. And it helped, like it's almost easier to do because it's telling us, like, hey, drop down, drop down, drop down, drop down, leaving those little gaps in between automatically. But don't tell Leah I said that. She's gonna make it into a bigger thing. So just, if you could just help me out and just not say anything, that'd be fantastic. Look at that, you guys. She's probably here. See, I told you so. See, she's telling me in the comments right now. Oh, look at those trees. Holy heck. Okay. Now, I wonder, could we possibly, if there's less brush on this, or less paint on the brush, we can almost start from the bottom and go to the top. For real. Yeah, how many times you want to, how many different ways can I show you how to do the same thing? Yes, right? We get out there, start a little tippy tappies. A little plop, a little here, a little there. Try not to cover every bit. Okay? We got our cool little trees out there. Now, could we be a boss and be like, you know what? I like the filbert brush. Don't let them hear that. But I like the filbert brush so much that what if we took this guy and we started highlighting our little fan brush tree. Pop him off the inside. What do you think? What do you think? Do they go together is the question. Do they go together? Pop that right in there. Right in between those little spaces, just fill them in. Dang, that looks cool, you guys. My heck and a handbasket. My granddaddy would always say. That's not true, but. Oh man, just out there catching the stuff, you guys. I like it. I am liking it. Okay, let's get on to this guy. Let's use our little fan brush. Right, the fan brush, you gotta make a little bit more because they leave smaller little blotches, but doesn't look at all worse either way. You can do a mixture of both if you want. Bang, look at that. A little mix up, a little heavier here, a little not so heavy over there. You can even use that same little liner brush, just, fan brush. Tap on a little bit of bark down here. Just don't want it to all be exactly the same. You don't want to be able to see the bottom of the bark. Just like so. Just like so. Strengthen it if you wanted to. Just to make it look even more wild and crazy. Oh, that's neat, you guys. Okay. That is neat, my friends. And if we just wanted a little touch. Remember, this one is almost buried in the snow, but he's got to have like a couple little bits of detail on him, I would think. Even if he is all buried up in there. Got to have some bit of highlight or something. Even drag it down that way. Okay, drag it back this way. There, that's what I'm talking about. That very soft bit. Right? It's out there, it's hanging out in the day. And like something I could literally scrape it hard enough and mush it in enough to make it disappear and to go out of view. God, that's cool. Pop on a few more little bits. There's a little bit back there. Just to add some more distance, guys, seriously. Pull it out, pull it in. How do you want it to be? Right? Each time that we do it, it's always gonna be a mystery as to what it's gonna look like by the time we get done, isn't it? Man alive. Let's pop up above that guy back here. All right, just to again project some distance back there. Come down a little bit with our branches. These guys out over here so we get some shadowing underneath. A little space in between, a little space above. As above, so below. Look at that, dude. That is rad-tastic. God. Okay, so let's pop on a couple little details into our bushy brushes, or little bushes, and then that'll be it. Literally, we're gonna get a little of our blue. These guys back in here, just again, a couple little things. I don't want to see too many bits. I don't want to see too many bits of bright or dark or whatever. Just don't want to see them. There. Little bits on these guys. Again, remember, nothing gets down there. It's just for a little bit of highlight, that's all. Don't do too much. That guy. That guy over there is fabulous. Okay, now we're gonna wipe off or wash off that brush, then we're gonna go back in and we're gonna highlight it with our titanium white and our liquid white. And then we'll be all set. So you guys gotta start coming up with a title for this painting. What would you want to name it? If you had painted it, and you're like, you know what? I'm in love. I gotta name this thing like right here. What would you name it? Okay, let us know in the comments right now. Little bits, little things make a difference, guys. Little bits, right? Leading into the misty part of our forest back there, where we just can't seem to find anything. Way back there. More just very faint little branchy details that are going to get lost inside that thing. There we go. Fabulous, guys. There. So soft. There we go. Always harder to go back and put them in after, so. Neat, though. Look at that. Woo! Okay. So, very first time doing that one. It came out wickedly fantastic. Gonna take a little bit of my blue. Tap that guy in along the edge of our little trunks back here. Maybe that guy's just got a little indication. Same with this one, just the smallest bit of color to show that there's even a trunk there, versus this guy is the closest, the biggest, the fanciest, right? He gets to have all the details because he's way up here. Tap in a few of these little things. Tap in a little bit right there, maybe a little bit up there, right? We can kind of see through the tree. Little things too. You want to put one over here? A little touch. A little bit. Boop. Just like that little bit that's showing through with our tree trunk. Shows we got a thing. You make it too big, you're not gonna like it. Okay? I'm telling you. God, that's cool looking. So, Robert, you gotta hit us with the title of this one. What are we gonna name it? You tell us, and then I'll put it on the back there, man. That one came out really cool, you guys. Really cool. Alright. So you guys keep coming up with a name. I'm gonna run over and get a little deep because I am thirsty after this one. Oh. Guys, came out fantastic, my goodness. So, we're gonna do a light party with this painting, and we're gonna be naming it Do Not Add Stars. I wasn't going to. It's a cloudy night. You can't see the stars on a cloudy night. Oh man, that is so cool. That is Into the Night. Man, I like it. Enchanted Forest, that's a cool one. Foggy Forest, I like that one too. Dude, I'm gonna have to redo this one again now. This is the first run at it. This is all oil paint for the person that said the acrylic. Is this acrylic? No, this is all oils. All I do is teach oils. We don't do acrylics. We do the oils over here. Now, when I went up to Selah, Washington, and did classes at Danny's studio, she's an excellent acrylic teacher. And then I know an acrylic teacher in Gaston, Oregon, and Jackie, she's awesome as well. So if you're in either two of those places, I could hook you up with an awesome acrylic teacher. But I just do the oils because they're much more forgiving and nice. And you can do more things, and you can go back and fix things, and change stuff more easily. It's just nicer. The acrylics are very like, okay, that's dry, and now it's going to be there forever. So you can do a lot more things with the oil as far as making stuff soft and misty and far away looking. At least I can. I can't really do the acrylics. They just don't work as well for me. They just don't work as well, guys. There we go. Man, this one came out excellently. Twilight Touch. Midwinter Night's Dream. I like that one. That's a cool title. The Smell of Winter. So this one's already found a new home for the people asking how much. It's already gone. You can't do it. Which one is easier to work with, acrylic or oil? I think oil is easier to work with, for me especially, right? Some people think acrylics are easier to work with. I think people's main deal with oils is they don't like the cleanup. Right, Robert, do we got a title? I'm back here looking for one. They think that cleanup is too much for the oil paints, right? They're like, oh, it's too big of a cleanup process. It's really not. I mean, you're using a chemical versus water, but beyond that, it's the same sort of process. You get it wet, you kind of ruffle up the bristles a little bit, and then you dry it off. So it's the same sort of cleaning. It's just a different cleaner that's making the cleaning bit. Go. So Robert's gonna give me a title because I got no more brushes to wash off. We've washed them all. Fabulous. Man, we made a mess over here. We made a bluey black mess over here. Gross. I'm gonna do a better job after I turn the cameras off, but in the meantime, that's good enough. Woo! Okay, Robert, what do we got for a title? In the day. Fog in the forest. I like that. Let me put my signature on it real quick. Gotta add the 3-bird signature, Josh. Otherwise, people won't know whose painting this is. That's a big fit. And actually, they might not know whose it is because of these filbert tree brushes that I've just added. That we don't normally use the filbert brush. So they might not know who it is if I didn't sign it. Let's get up here. We're going to put the old birds just way up here. Caw, flying in the night. Through the forest in the night. All right. Take our liquid white and pop it way down there. Whoop. Just like that. Gorgeous. Fabulous. What are we calling it again? One more time? I've already forgotten. Fog in the forest? Something like that? It's literally out there, headed toward Tacoma, Washington. Tacoma? No? Nobody? Fine. Screw you guys. Tacoma and Yakima. That's where I was. Over there, all the Washingtonians over there, like, he's saying it wrong. Okay, I'm gonna flip this one around. Robert's gonna tell me one more time, just very quickly, what the title is. I think it's Fog in the Forest, but we're gonna find out right this second. Then we're gonna write it down. Let's see, Fog in the Forest. That was it. This one right here is number 2,111, which is crazy. Calling it Fog in the Forest. Yeah! Over here, paint on 10, 20, 2020. We're all gonna go to paint with, just watch me write it. There you go. Actually, don't watch me write it. It makes me nervous, and then I stop writing. There we go. You guys know where to go to find more. You can always go to, whoop, there we go. Other places and find different things, you guys. This one came out quite honestly amazing. Literally love it. Awesome. Fabutastic. Okay, so let's do a light party real quick. If you don't know what a light party is, we're gonna flash the screen with light. So here's your flash warning, okay? Turn your phone away, don't look at it. If you're sensitive to flashing for the next about 30 seconds, I'll tell you when it is time to look back, okay? So, once I see enough I'm readies in the comments, and what I mean by that is you're gonna type in the words I'm ready, you're gonna hit send, and then you're gonna keep your thumbs on your phone and tell me the first thing that flashes for you in the night, right? What's gonna catch your eye the most? So, we're gonna do it in 3, 2, 1, light party! What's flashing for you the most wildly? What's catching your eye out there? What is it out there in the day? God, I love that. That is cool. The mountains, the moon, the clouds, and everything else. All right, we're gonna bring it back down in 3, 2, 1, and we're back to normal lighting conditions. Guys, this one was really fun to do. I love you guys. Thank you all for hanging out and being so cool. So everybody over on the book and on the tube over there, I'd love to see your guys' version of this painting. Grab a big old monster filbert brush. I had the Master's Touch size 16 in order to make all these little guys of varying sizes. And plus we used our Paint with Josh fan brush in there. And I can't wait to see your version, what you guys can do with it. So when you get done, send it in to me over on the book over there, which is at official Paint with Josh, or on TikTok and Instagram, it's at Paint with Josh K. On YouTube, it's at Paint with Josh. And until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. And blah, blah. Good night. Bye-bye. See you guys. Ah, it's crazy.